Every day, we rise, challenging ourselves to work for what we believe in. At U.S. Border Patrol, protecting our borders is more than a job. It's a calling. Agents answer the call, working together to keep our country and communities safe. If you are ready for a new mission, join U.S. Border Patrol and go beyond. Learn more at cbp.gov/careers.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Presenting the adventures of Jungle Jim. The Adventures of Jungle Jim, broadcast weekly over this station, are dramatized from the full-color action pictures to be found in the Comic Weekly, the world's greatest comic supplement that comes to you each week with your Hearst Sunday newspaper. Join the 11 million adults and 6 million youngsters who enjoy the world's greatest comic and adventure pictures by the world's best artists featured in every issue of the Comic Weekly, which comes to you with your Hearst Sunday newspaper. Having bidden farewell to Lieutenant Watkins, who returns to Cristobal, Jungle Jim, Kitty, and Kolu pitch camp for the night. Next morning, after carefully destroying all traces of their camp, they begin their trek through the steaming Panama jungle, skirting the shores of Gatun Lake. It's a tough and arduous trip, for Jim avoids any trails or paths where they might possibly be spotted and followed. Instead, he prefers to remain hidden in the dense jungle, although it means hacking every foot of the way through the heavy undergrowth. In the middle of the afternoon, they reach a small, narrow clearing, where Jim halts the party and once again pitches camp. As soon as they're settled, Jim gets together with Kitty and Kolu over a map to give them instructions.
Kolu, and you too, Kitty, I want you both to listen very carefully to what I have to say. Because after tomorrow morning, you two are to be on your own.
You mean we're going to split up?
That's the idea, Kitty. You and Kolu will go together, while I work out a little plan of my own. We're not going to be very far apart in a matter of distance, but we must avoid meeting each other, except, say, once a week. I'll arrange the time later.
What do we do in the meantime, Jim?
Well, look closely at this map. Now, according to the plot, here, and I plotted this out by compass, we've been following the northern shore of the lake, and should be right about here on the map.
Then really we're not very far from the shore of the lake.
No, there's the shoreline, and all those squares there mark plantations. Those marked in blue are, according to the Army intelligence men, very friendly. But that's what I want to make sure of. And that's going to be your job, yours and Kolu's.
You want us to visit these various planters and without arousing any suspicion or revealing our true identity, check up on these planters and report to you anything that might appear suspicious about them.
That's the idea, Kitty. You can pose as a naturalist or a scientist or something equally disarming. Now, turn on that charm of yours, and above all, keep your eyes and ears open all the time.
And what plantation do you want us to try first, Jim?
Well, this one is the nearest. Let's see. Doc Beard is the name of that planter. Work on him. Now, Kolu, here's what to do. When you leave here in the morning, start due south and work a little to the west. And you'll come out on the shore of the lake, and from there, you'll be able to see Doc Beard's place.
Be good, Tuan. I go. Listen, Tuan, you hear that?
Yes.
That be signal drum, Tuan. Native signal someone.
Oh, and that's what it sounds like, all right. Let's listen. You're right, Kolu. That first drum wasn't far from here. They sent a signal, and someone else, far off to the north, is picking it up and relaying it to someone else further on.
You mean the natives are actually sending messages, just like a telegraph system?
That's it, Kitty. I'll explain it in a minute. Kolu, pick yourself out a good high tree, climb up and look around. See if you can see any open trails near here or any natives.
Yes, Tuan. I go.
Yes, Kitty. These natives use signal drums in much the same way we use the telegraph.
Oh.
These drums are made from long, hollow logs and have a resonant ringing tone that carries a long way. The natives have a regular code like our dot and dash system and send messages to one another. Warnings of approaching danger. They tell the position of game when they're hunting.
Is it possible they may have sighted us and are warning someone of our approach?
Well, it's possible, but not very probable. We haven't penetrated deep enough into this country to be near their outposts yet. And I've kept to the deep jungle to cover up our movements.
Are these natives hostile to white men?
According to the Army intelligence, yes. But they think the Indians are being encouraged by the man who's behind this plot to sabotage the canal.
Oh, is that the reason you're going off into the jungle? To scout these Indians and see how they work?
Yes, that's one of the reasons. Another reason is that if these Indians are in the pay of the saboteur, they might lead me to his hideout, which, according to all reports, is located somewhere in these jungles.
One, Jim.
Yes?
I see Indian on trail, not far away. He hide long signal drum in tree. Then he make mark on tree and run fast down trail.
In which direction, Kolu?
Northwest one. Indian carry big revolver, cartridge belt.
That's all I want to know. He must belong to that saboteur's gang. They're the only people who would arm Indians like that. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to follow that trail to the northwest and set myself a trap that will bring out some of these Indians. They hold the key to the secret of the traitor who plans to sabotage the Panama Canal.
If Jim and Kolu had only been able to read the code used by the Indians on their signal drums, they would have known that their presence in the jungle was no longer a secret. For the Indian who was sending out the warning was the same Indian who had watched them land from Lieutenant Watkins' launch and was hurrying to report their arrival to the sinister J7. Deep in his hidden cave, poring over his maps, he is forewarned of the approach of his Indian scout by one of his guards.
Excuse, Master. A signal drum sound. We have message from Pedro.
From Pedro? He was stationed on the lookout point on Gatton Lake.
Yes, Master. He has left the post and hurries here with all his speed.
And what was the message he sent on the signal drum?
Just 2 words, Master. Danger threatens.
Very well, Quinto. Send out the word for your men to report at once.
Yes.
There's no time to lose. They must be ready for action as soon as Pedro brings us the word as threatened.
Pedro should be here soon with station, and is one of us.
Send him to me as soon as he arrives.
Yes.
In the meantime, send out the word for the men to assemble. Our work has progressed too far to allow it to be halted now. We must press forward to an early and successful finish. There must be no failure now.
Never fear, Master. We will not fail. I go to summon our warriors.
Now that you have rested from your swift journey over the trail, Pedro, tell me of this new danger that threatens us.
From my lookout post in the rocks, I watched a motorboat approach and stop offshore last night.
Yes?
The moon shines brightly. It's almost like day. The motorboat is driven by 2 officers from the army post. In the boat, there are 3 strangers, 2 men and a woman, Master.
2 men and a woman.
Si.
White people, Pedro?
Si. One man is white, Master. The other a very strange man whose kind I do not see before. His head is wrapped in colored cloth, like a little serape. His color is dark, but not like mine.
I see. And the woman, Pedro?
She is white. Very pretty, Master. Has yellow hair like the wife of a gringo officer I see at the fort.
And what happened at the beach, Pedro?
The white man and the other man, they come ashore with the white woman. Then the boat with the 2 soldiers go away. The 2 men and the woman go to edge of jungle, make camp for the night.
Very good, Pedro. Did you get close enough to see them?
See, Master. While they make camp, I come down very close and watch them. They have many rifles, revolvers, bullets, carry big packs. Big white man is leader, strong man. Must live long time in jungle. He know what to do.
Yes, Pedro, I know him. You're right. He is most dangerous man. He knows the ways of the jungle, too. He's our enemy, Pedro. Now, what else did you see?
I watch until daybreak. Big white man awaken the others, they break camp. Make everything clean. Leave no sign of camp. Then they go into jungle. Not follow good trail, but go deep into jungle. They come this way, so I leave quickly. Run fast, send warning by signal drum.
Well done, Pedro. But we must not let our enemies remain alive to threaten us. Quinto has sent word. Your warriors will soon be here. You must lead them. Hunt down our enemies and destroy them.
Si.
You must go tonight. They will camp, light a fire. That will guide you to them.
Si.
Come upon them quietly and quickly. But remember, do not use your rifles or revolvers. Use your own weapons.
Si. It shall be as you say, master. We take the bow and arrows. The poisoned arrows. Make no noise. Swift in flight. Quick to kill.
Pedro, the drums are sounding. Your men are assembling,
Si.
so hurry. Lead them off to the hunt.
Si.
Wipe out your enemies.
Tuan Jim. You hear? Signal drums again. Sound come from the north.
Yes, I can hear them, Kolu. It's got me worried.
What does it all mean, Jim?
I may be wrong, Kitty. But I think that despite all our precautions, we may have been sighted by one of these Indians. Maybe the one Kolu saw running at top speed down the trail.
And those signal drums are warning the other Indians of our arrival?
Worse than that, Kitty. They're calling out the Indians to begin hunting us down. Anyhow, we're not going to take any chances.
What we do now, Tuan?
We're going to get out of here in a hurry. It's not safe to camp out in the ground where these Indians can find us and shoot us full of those poison arrows while we're asleep.
Where can we go?
Up in the trees. And do it right now before it gets too dark. Kolu, get the stuff together.
Yes.
Well, I'd pick out a good big tree to hold us.
There be good tree where I climb to look for Indian. See, over there.
Okay. Let's carefully cover up all our tracks here and obliterate them as we go along. When we get to the tree, we'll make a rope of those heavy vines to haul ourselves up into the tree. Take our shoes off, too, so they won't leave any telltale marks on the tree trunk.
You mean we'll spend the night in the trees, Jim?
Sure, Kitty. We'll fix you up so you won't fall out, all right? Don't worry. You all set, Kolu?
Yes, Tuan. Be ready now.
Good. Let's go. Boy, it's a good thing we didn't light a fire. That's one of the things those Indians will be sure to look for. But we'll fool them on that tonight. And tomorrow, I'll use a fire to trap them.
But how, Jim?
That's my little secret, Kitty. There isn't time to explain it now. We've got to make ourselves scarce. When darkness falls, death stalks the jungles.
And so the flight begins. Jim's long experience in the jungle has taught him how to fight the crafty natives who seek to kill him. Will he successfully outwit the Indians who even now comb the jungles to track him down? Don't miss playing a lone hand, the next exciting episode in the adventures of Jungle Jim. And say, I want to remind you that next Sunday's Comic Weekly carries the first of those cutouts of model airplanes I told you about last week. Remember? Well, for those of you who may have missed the special announcement, here it is. Beginning next Sunday, December 1st, and every week thereafter, the Comic Weekly will devote a half page to cutouts of model airplanes. They are the real thing, designed by Mr. Wallace Rigby, the internationally famous designer of model airplanes. These model airplanes are accurate in every detail, drawn to scale, and with all the correct color markings. With each model, you will find simple but complete instructions on how to cut them out, assemble the parts, and put them together. It's easy to do, a fascinating and educational hobby that will give you a fine big collection of real model airplanes. Don't forget now, the first model appears next Sunday. A model of the newest United States Army fighter, the Bell Airacobra. So tell your dad and mother now to be sure and order the Hearst Sunday newspaper that brings you the Comic Weekly, containing these new full-color airplane models for you to cut out, assemble, and save. It's loads of fun, so don't miss them. More thrilling radio adventures of Jungle Jim will be heard at the same time next week over the same station. Be sure to tune in.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.